how much time do you have on a regular day, and what does your ideal work day look like?
When you say how much time, work time, right?
Yeah, what time? Like I would say how much free time do you have left after you work and after you take care of things? How much time do you have left?
Um,
And be honest.
Maybe like 3 hours
3 hours of free time?
before I go to sleep. Yes, after work.
Ah, okay. So you work, let's say, well, how many hours do you sleep?
I try to get 8 hours every night.
That's very impressive.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I had 8 hours of sleep. I'm gonna be quite
I
honest.
I am
I'm sure all of us can agree that we haven't had like 8+ hours of sleep in a long time. But okay, that's good. So that leaves you with 16 hours, and you have
Mhm,
3 hours left of free time to do whatever you want, whatever your heart desires. So that
mhm.
means you're telling me that you do 13 hours, you're dedicated to either work, family, friends, or something else, correct?
Correct.
All right, cool. Thank you for your input. Kyle, what about you?
So I don't know exactly.
Okay.
I have. I'm trying to do like my free time within 4 or 5 hours of free time,
That's good.
but it's not exactly. But it's not exactly free time. But I work between 8 hours per day. But sometimes like I receive a text message and I answer too, so I start to work again, and I don't know
Okay.
exactly when I stop it.
Ah,
But
gotcha.
every night I try to get 1 hour before I sleep to do like anything that don't involve my cell phone or
Mm.
TV, video games. Um, and I try to sleep 6 hours, ex minimum. But
I like how
sometimes,
you say you try to sleep six
yeah,
hours.
yeah, because sometimes I just wake up in the middle of the night. I have years ago I have troubles to sleep. I sleep at like 10 p.m. and then wake up at 3 a.m. and I can't sleep anymore. And
Uh,
I make a cake.
just
I start to cook.
just make a cake.
Yeah, I start to make a cake, and I wake up with my family, and I have a breakfast for
Okay, yeah.
them on them.
I just want to say you're probably one of the best roommates people can ask for. Imagine like I wake up to the smell of cake that you made
Yeah,
hours prior. That's kind of
yeah,
cool.
I always do that. Like 5 years. I have
Oh,
5
wow.
years that I do something like this, and I start
Okay.
to make a cake because I can't sleep.
Mm,
I do cake, pancakes,
gotcha.
coffee. I do
Just
everything
everything.
since
Everything you can find in a
I
bakery, you
woke up.
make at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, thank you for your honesty. Becky, what about you? I'm sure you're not making cakes at 3 in the morning.
I am not making cakes at 3 in the morning. Um, my
It's
family is
very
lucky.
relaxing. In my
Uh,
defense, it's very relaxing.
Yeah.
I guess it can be, but I like my sleep, and I'm
Sleep.
probably one of the weird ones. I do get 7 to 8 hours every night,
Wow,
and
that's good.
if I don't, my body lets me know. But
Oh, okay.
but for the rest of the hours, I am nonstop, either doing something for someone, or business, or just taking care of my house. I mean, it's never, I never have any total just me time.
Hmm. Okay. I understand. What does your ideal day look like then, Becky? I know it varies,
Well,
right?
it varies depending. I mean, had another Zoom meeting this morning, but then that got pushed back because I had to, well, fortunate, I was following up on a referral and I'm doing a walkthrough tomorrow. So that's like a good interruption. But then I had somebody else call because of a complaint from over the weekend. So then I had to go take care of that. So you never know what your day always changes by, you have to kind of react to what's going on. I try to be proactive, but when some of that stuff comes in, you have to kind of react.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for your honesty. Well, awesome. So now that we have an idea, can you guys see me okay? Can you guys see me okay? Kind of. All right.
Yeah, you're fine.
All right. So now that we've all talked about what our ideal day looks like, I think we all have something in common, right? We want more free time and we want to make use of the time that we are already dedicating towards work and business. Is that correct, guys? Can you guys give me a thumbs up for that?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool. Awesome. So today is going to be more of an interactive workshop call. In my other one, it's just primarily me with a presentation talking about a certain topic. But this one, I'm actually going to be standing. Look at that. Now you guys get to see how short I am. But other than that, let's get started. I would love to use Becky's ideal workday just because she's the one that said that she doesn't have a lot of free time, right?
Yep, that's me.
Right. Oh, first and foremost, Fiona, Chadwick, and Sam, you guys are part of Segun's marketing team, right?
Yep, that's
Did we-
correct.
Did
How
we
you doing,
have?
Gary?
I'm good. Did we have a call scheduled at 1 or I thought it was at 2:30?
2:30?
That's what I thought.
All right.
Let me check.
Okay.
Oh, it's at 2 o'clock.
Copy that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
We're gonna
I'll,
meet you at
yep, Fiona, Chadwick, and Sam, I'll see you guys at 2 o'clock. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you guys. All right, sorry about that. Because I think my other marketing team got mixed up with times. So, anyways, yeah, today we're gonna be talking about our ideal workday. So, I want you guys to kind of participate in this as well. I want you guys to get a piece of paper out, a big enough piece of paper so you can write out your ideal work days, your schedules and stuff like that. And if you guys have post-it notes, you guys can use that. But if you guys want to use different colored pens, you guys can do that as well. So kind of make sure you get some extra colored pens and a piece of paper to participate. And I saw Lucy ran out of the screen. I'm assuming she's getting stuff.
Yeah, I'm just getting a paper and pen.
Excellent, excellent. And Becky, I need
Yes.
to be as open and as real as possible. Can you do
No
that
problem.
for me?
I can do that.
Absolutely. Let me bring my. I've never done this before. I've never done a me standing up type of content. Jorge, why are you copying me? Why did you decide to copy me? I'm kidding. I'm just I love the
How you
shirt.
doing?
I'm doing
Thank
well.
you.
It fits you really well.
Thank you.
Of course, of course. Alrighty. So, Jorge, pretty much what I'm going to be doing today is I'll be using Becky as like an ideal day sort of workshop call. I'm talking about time management. I know you work from home and I know sometimes you're on the job site, correct?
Correct.
So this workshop training call is pretty much me helping you guys how to be more productive, how to reevaluate your time and make the most out of everything. Okay, so right now everyone has a piece of paper and different colored pens out to write everything. So if you want to participate, please do. You don't have to copy exactly Becky's day because I know your days look different, but just write out what you would normally put for this. So bear with me. All right. So my first thing is, Becky, when do you sleep?
I usually go to
On
bed
average.
at like around 11:30.
Is that what you want to do, or is that like what you actually go to sleep at?
I actually go to bed at 11:30 and then I usually watch TV for a half hour, and I'm one of those bad people that like to fall asleep with the TV on. So I set the timer for 30 minutes and sometimes I'm asleep when it goes off, sometimes I'm not.
And the reason why I asked what time do you sleep is because that's personally when my ideal day starts. You know, like if you sleep and you plan the day before, you're planning the day ahead in a sense, right? And so let's say you're 12 a.m., you sleep at 12 a.m., you sleep for 8 hours, yeah? So you wake up at 8 a.m., is that correct?
Between 7:30 and 8.
Okay, I'm just gonna say 8 for now.
I don't set an alarm. It's when I wake up,
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're at least out of bed by 8 a.m., is that correct?
Monday through Friday, yes.
All right, 8 a.m. Becky's out. Now, for you guys, write your realistic time. What time are you on average out of bed and about to do the task? You laying down in bed looking through social media doesn't count. It's you getting out of bed and doing work. And for Becky, it's 8 a.m. All right, Becky, do you eat breakfast or do you not eat breakfast? I personally don't, but I don't know about you.
Well, I always start my day. You want to know how I start my day or if I eat breakfast?
Give me both. Real
Okay.
quick.
At 8 o'clock or the second I wake up, I always check my phone to make sure there's no urgent messages before I even brush my teeth.
Mhm.
But I'll do that and then get my toiletries and things done. And
How long does all that take? Like an hour?
45 minutes.
Okay, I'm just gonna say an hour for now. We're gonna round up. Okay.
Okay, yep, that's fine.
Okay.
And then I always answer any emails and that type of thing, and then I'll get coffee and usually like a bagel or something, but I don't usually do that until closer to like 10 maybe.
Gotcha. Now, I appreciate you being open and real to me about this. By the way, I switched my color to blue just so you guys can see it more visibly than green. So let's say, so you're out of bed, you're doing your work, not you're doing work, you're doing your toiletries and you ate breakfast. What time do you start your day?
Well, as soon as I open my eyes, I check to see if there's anything
Right.
that I need to respond to. So if there is something I need to respond to, then my day starts at 8 a.m.
Hmm.
If there's something that an email that's not of urgent matter that it can wait till 10:30 to react to, I
Mhm.
will.
Now, how often do you get those urgent messages? More often than you please to, or
Yeah, definitely more often than I would like to. Yes.
because the key to being a lot more productive is to make sure that everything is running smoothly and efficiently, right? So where I was trying to go is I was going to tell you guys to not look at your phone the first hour of waking up, right? And the reason being is because I don't want your brain to automatically be fixated towards work or fixated towards outside things. I want you to really improve your mental well-being in the morning because that's when it's at its peak. That's when your systems are waking up. That's when your body is telling you to get up and be active, right? Because once you're out of bed, it's really hard to fall back to sleep. Once you're out of it, you're kind of on the go. But for you, Becky, I would recommend, you and your team have to really understand that, hey, listen, I'm Becky, I'm the CEO of Clean Horizons. I can't be the automatic go-to, for these urgent things. You got to go to my right-hand man who is built to take care of these responsibilities and these issues, right? Because you as a CEO, you got to be working on the business rather than in the business, Becky.
100%. And I'm telling you how my day is, not how I want it to be.
Of course.
I need to find a right-hand man.
Gotcha.
Because right now I had to kind of put the person that was helping me out on hold, and I don't know if he's coming back at all.
Gotcha.
So there is no one else, and it's not only my team, it's also customers saying, a bathroom was missed, or, we had a flood over the weekend. Can you come in this morning and,
Understand.
remop everything?
Okay.
It's not
Gotcha.
just like my employees asking a question, or an employee that's supposed to be at an account at 7 a.m. and their truck broke down on their way to work.
Wow.
So now I'm trying to find a way to get him to work, get his truck home.
Okay.
Like
Gotcha.
that's all like real life stuff that happens.
Okay. Of course. All right. Then in that case, I completely understand, and I'm sure you will find your right-hand man someday. But in this instant, I'm actually going to give you the ideal productive day then, right? that you guys can kind of implement and make it applicable to towards your life. Maybe this can still be applicable to you. Just I'm sure you'll probably tweak some things so that it adjusts to your schedule, especially when you have those urgent early morning messages, right? So pretty much, guys, I'm not going to tell you to wake up earlier, right? Because then it's just information that's recycled in your brain. You've been told to wake up early so many times, right? You just kind of push it to the side, right? So for me personally, if before I go to sleep, guys, I want you guys to sleep at a time where it's realistic, right? Kaya, I know yours is a bit more complicated. You might have insomnia. You might have those random night wake ups or those night sweats, right? Something like that you can't control. So for you, I would recommend to kind of embrace that in a way, right? Because if you're doing it for so long, your body is probably used to it and adjusted to it. So who am I to tell you to fix it? But for the rest of you guys who do sleep at a certain time and wake up at a certain time, it's really important to keep that consistency. Because the moment you break it, that's when you feel sluggish. That's when you feel unproductive. That's when you're not happy, right? So my ideal productivity day, right, is to sleep at 12. But before that, I would not look at any TV or any phones within the last hour of me sleeping. Because first of all, blue light technically is not really good for you, right? It kind of, my mom always said it rots your brain, and it kind of keeps your brain awake when you're trying to sleep. You want your brain to be as relaxed as possible, right? You want all the sleep chemicals to kind of tell you that it's time to sleep rather than constantly activating and engaging with it. You kind of want them to relax, right? And I guarantee you, once you wake up, you're going to feel a bit more rejuvenated. You're going to feel a bit more energetic than most people. But whatever time you sleep, that last hour, don't look at blue light. Don't look at Netflix. Don't look at Hulu. Don't look at your phone. You can do that while you're eating at dinner, but when you're resting, I highly recommend you don't do that, right? And to be quite honest, we're adults, right? We're not going to get 8 hours of sleep, right? I told you guys before, I don't remember the last time we slept for 8 hours, right? Ideally, you do want to shoot for 6 to 8 hours, right? That's like the typical adult health recommendation, 6 to 8 hours, right? If you sleep for 6, cool. If you sleep for 8, kudos to you. But for me, I try to aim around like 7, right? That's kind of like the magic number for me. But as soon as you wake up, like I hope this day comes, don't look at your phone for the first 30 minutes to 45 minutes of you waking up. That's that blue light thing again, right? You don't want to force activation within your brain. You want it to naturally come. And don't chug coffee down. I know some of you guys immediately chug down an espresso or a frappuccino or a mocha of some sort. Drink water because that wakes you up, right? So drink water. I'm still trying to do that, right? So drink as much water as you can in the morning. That literally wakes your cells up, rejuvenates yourself. And take the first 30 minutes to 45 minutes to prep yourself for the day, whether that's mentally, whether that's you eating breakfast, whether that's you taking a quick walk outside. I highly recommend it. There's this great philosopher that says great thoughts require pacing, which is why you guys pace around the room whenever you're on a phone call, right? Take a walk outside or walk around your block or something just to wake your body up and to kind of talk to yourself and prep yourself for the day. So for me personally, I try to wake up around 8 to 9. And I don't get to work until 10. There's a coffee shop right across my street, which I normally walk to in the morning. And that's where I drink my coffee, eat my breakfast burrito, and write in my daily journal right here, which is where I write all my thoughts and goals and opportunities and upcoming events and stuff like that. You'll realize time slows down if you don't look at your phone in the morning. Because if you're able to slow down time, you're able to control your thoughts more and you're able to make more rational decisions. At the end of the day, humans make about 1,000 decisions. No, I think the statistic is like 5,000 decisions at the end of the day. And 97% of the time, we make the wrong decisions. We either choose it to procrastinate. We either choose it to eat the wrong food. We might, try to be lazy, or we spend it on binge watching on like Stranger Things season 4, which is cool and all, but you don't want to do that, right? So you have to make the right decisions. And in order to do that, you want to slow down time and really pace yourself and think about what decisions that you are making. So that's for me. The key is to, in this area right here, in this time blank right here, don't indulge. I don't know if I spelled indulge right. In your screen. Last year, my screen time was about 5 hours and like 45 minutes. And you can check this on your phone if you have an iPhone. If you have an Android, I don't know what to tell you. But when you go in your settings, you get to see how long you spent on the phone. And if it's more than what you thought, then something's wrong, right? A lot of people are like, oh, I don't look at social media too often. Your settings will tell you otherwise. You want to make sure you're able to control the amount of time you look at social media. I can't tell you to not look at it because that's just impossible. You have to look at it, especially the job that I have. But the more time you spend on your phone, that's a decision that you don't want to do something productive at that moment where you have to be, right? So don't indulge in your screen in the morning. Why? Because, hashtag blue light is not really good for you. And also you want to make your neurons activate itself naturally. You don't want to force it with coffee and you don't want to force it with blue light and activity. So pick the day, pick the time that you're going to work. Pick the time where you go, all right, that's the day, that's the hour of the day that I'm going to work, right? You business people have office days. You guys have on-site days and you guys have office days, right? If your office day is inconsistent, if I ask you what does your office day look like and you can't tell me, well, sometimes it's not consistent. You're not going to be as productive as you wanted to, right? So that's it for me. 10 a.m. is where I start. Lucy, do you work from home? I'm assuming you work from home.
Sometimes, yeah.
Are you on site cleaning or are you on site at the company, like office space?
Office space.
Gotcha. Do you have a consistent time you got to be in for the office space?
Not really. I usually just make my schedule depending on what the day is going to look like.
Do you feel as though you can accomplish your goals and tasks if you had more of a consistent schedule, or do you feel as though you're accomplishing your goals with the schedule that you have now?
Yeah, I'm accomplishing it because similar to yours, I do my schedule before, like the day before.
Okay.
Excellent. So, yeah.
Excellent. Awesome. So that's great. Thank you for sharing. So 10 a.m. is where I start, right? And for me, I work till 3 p.m. Now, Kyle, do you work for 3 hours? If you were to do 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., do you work for 3 hours straight? What's your work habit looking like?
Usually I work there is 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. So and then I have a break and for 1 hour and start work again. But my work is not consistent because sometimes I can do that. I can do it's consistent for a long time. Like I have a schedule for myself what I want to do in this day, but I think I do that in 1 hour, so why I'm worried about it. But I really try to do this the most of my days. So for me, like I'll wake up at 8 a.m. I start to work at 8 a.m. at to 12 p.m. Then I have a break. But I work in my home, so
Gotcha.
this
So
is very strange for me.
I don't mean to interrupt, but do you feel like you can accomplish more goals if you had a different work schedule? Do you feel as though, you can be a bit more productive? Is there a way to do that, or are you completely comfortable and fine with your productivity right now?
Actually, I'm not finding with them with that, because I think that I always can do more, and I charge myself with that a lot. So sometimes I just can't because I start to thinking, oh, I need to do that, I need to do that, and then do it again, and start to work, and I start to think. So I wake up, I start to think, and start to work at the same time. I know that is not good for me, but I'm always looking for sleep the more time that I can.
I understand. Gotcha. I recommend trying this. Okay. Are you open to me sharing you how I become more productive?
Yeah.
Okay. I used to do the same study habits as you. If I'm working, let's say from 9 to 12, that's 3 hours, right? I would think, okay, let me just grind and work really hard for 3 hours straight. It never worked. I actually failed one of my college classes because I didn't pay attention in school, so I was trying to cram all of my studies within a week's time. Well, I was supposed to know within a semester, I was trying to cram in for about like 10 days. And each of those days, I studied for 8 hours straight. So my mom saw that and she said, oh, you're doing a great job. You're studying for 8 hours straight. There's no way you're going to fail this exam. When the exam came, I felt useless. I felt like I learned nothing. And the reason why is because your level of performance exponentially drops in value per hour, right? So there's this method called the Pomodoro method, and you guys can all try this out, right? Lucy, you can try this out too. I'm sure you have your productivity tips and tricks and stuff like that. But if you try this out, you might find it to be a bit more productive. So for 10 to 11, I'll actually work for about 30 to 45 minutes. Nonstop. Phone notifications on silent, right? If you need to contact me either through Slack, Messenger, or Notion, right? Those are productivity tools. I'm sure, Lucy, you're familiar with them. And then I'll take a 15-minute break. Now, what is this break? This break can be you stretching. This break can be you brewing your coffee. This break can be you petting your dog or petting your cat. This one can be, breathing some fresh air real quick and coming back. If you look at your phone, you'll obviously be indulged in it really quickly. You can check on notifications, but you have to be disciplined not to check on those social media platforms that you're so tempted to go in, right? After those 15 minutes are up, you work for another additional 30 to 45 minutes. I do 45 minutes, right? And after that, I take another 15-minute break. Now, the reason why you want to work in these little chunks is because if you were to work for 3 hours straight, right? A lot of people think, oh, you're studying and your knowledge will grow like this. For reality, when you study, it really becomes like this. You work really hard for the first hour, then you get tired, and you kind of force yourself to work again, but then all of a sudden you drop. Because that's your brain saying, I can't take in any more information, I can't take any more activity. So with these chunks, you give time for your brain to relax. 15 minutes, right? And then you work for another 45 minutes and you go up again. You take another 15-minute break. You work again, and you work again. This is not something that I've made up. This is something that I believe this French philosopher came up with, and it's been really popular with college students. Why can't this method still work for business people? You guys have office days, right? You guys have a lot of paperwork to do. You guys have finances, taxes, material, inventory, dividends, stuff like that to worry about. It's time consuming. It's very hard and it's very difficult, right? But give yourself some leisure. Work for 30 to 45 minutes straight, take a 15-minute break, do the same thing over and over and over again, and send out an email or a message to your team saying, hey, if you need me, contact me here, right? If it's urgent, then you can call me. But you guys are like Becky and Jorge, you guys are CEOs. You guys aren't managers, right? You guys are CEOs. You guys are working on your business rather than in your business. Kyle and Lucy, you guys are part of the marketing team. You guys are part of what you guys are building a brand, right? Marketing is what you do to bring people into your company, into your store. Branding is what makes them come back, right? And that's what you guys are working on. But you can't do that if your brain is not at its 100% capacity and you're not healthy and you're not at your full potential and your full peak. So next time you got to work 10 to 3, don't work 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't work for 5, 6 hours straight, right? Work for 30 to 45 minutes straight tops. Take a 15-minute break. So you continue this pattern, right? Until 3 p.m. You keep doing that, and then maybe you can start challenging yourself. Maybe you can work for an hour straight and take maybe like a 10-minute break. you can do that too. There's a lot of different ways. This is just one of the more popular ways, 45-15 Pomodoro. That's what it's called. There's also 65, which is 60-minute straight work and a 5-minute break. You can do that, but that's like expert level stuff. But anyway, I'm done work at 3 p.m. and I tell myself that I'll only be done at 3 p.m. People may ask you, go ahead.
So for the 15 minutes, do you use like a timer? Do you time
Yes.
your stuff? Okay.
I do. I actually do. And I'm so glad you brought that up because I actually have a little clock that actually times the 45 minutes and you'll see the time go down. So you'll see 45 minutes and then it'll count down to 30 minutes and it'll count down to like 28 minutes and it'll count down to like 15 and 12 minutes. And there's a thing in your human brain where if we see a time ticking, we kind of push ourselves in a positive way, right? We're like, okay, let me at least finish this task before the last 5 minutes. And then my clock will actually go ding, which is very satisfying to me with my ears. And then I'm like, all right, 15-minute break. Let me get a new cup of coffee. Let me fix my bed real quick. Oh, it's getting cold. Let me put a hoodie on. Let me take a drink of water. Let me eat a snack. Don't eat a meal because I try to eat I used to eat pasta within my 15-minute breaks. And then the carbs just kind of like make me really tired and sluggish. So don't eat heavy food. Eat like a granola bar, eat a bagel with cream cheese, eat a cake that Kyle made or something, make something real quick, something real small, and then get back right to work, right? And rejuvenate. And in those 15 minutes, I kind of put myself up. I'm like, all right, I'm taking a break now. My brain is relaxed, right? What can I do in the next 45 minutes? Because in the next 15-minute break, I kind of want to finish my cake. In the next 15 minutes breaks, I kind of want to call my mom real quick to say what's up. How can I make this next 45 minutes more productive? That's kind of how I think, right? It sucks because school teaches you to study really, really hard, but they don't teach you how to do it, right? And that's why, school is really good at making decent employees, not really good CEOs, right? All of you guys are worth to be CEOs. You just have to find the right tips and tricks and tools to become one, right? And if you ever have a question, I'm sure you can ask Becky and Jorge to give you those answers because they're CEOs for a while. But you do the Pomodoro method and I will guarantee you will achieve a lot more productivity than you've been doing. And I told you before Lucy asked the question, I believe. I told myself to finish at 3 p.m. Can you work more? Yes, but make it a habit where you reward yourself by saying, I'll be done at 3 p.m. And then look back and be like, what have I accomplished? What have I done? And you'll be very surprised that you've accomplished a lot of things. Now, can you work more? Yes, you can work more if you want, right? But that risks the possibility of drainage and more stress, right? If you finish your daily tasks, why continue to work more? Oh, I gotta grow my business. Sure, you can, but the goal is, I'm gonna be different from a lot of other gurus and entrepreneurs. I want you to have your break. I want you to enjoy your time with Netflix, Hulu, your family, your friends, right? That's life, right? I don't like it when gurus say, oh, you're the age of 20 to 30. That's when you got to work your hardest. That's where your life has got to be miserable. Why? You finish your tasks, right? You're still challenging yourself, right? Go have fun. You deserve it, right? Now, I don't know what time you guys are done your paperwork and your office work, or you're at in-home work. Whatever it is, stick to it. You'll realize you'll be very pleased and very stress-free once you're able to do that, right? And to be quite honest, I'm at a point where I can work till 5 p.m., working at 9 a.m., using the Pomodoro method because I've trained my brain to think that this is normal, that this is ideal, which it is. Right? Now, I would love for you guys to share your journey with me, when you're doing this. If you want to work with me at the same time, right, where you guys want to do the Pomodoro method together, starting from when I work, right, then we could do that too. I've done that with a lot of my other students and my other clients, right? And they go, wow, this is very fun. This is very productive. I finished what I thought was going to be a 5-hour project within the first 2 Pomodoros, right? So I highly recommend and encourage you guys to try it out. Now, let's say I'm done at 3 p.m. What do I do between 4 till dinner, 4 to 6? What do I do then? what I do is I can either use that time to plan ahead. There's no right answer to do this. You can either plan ahead of your next daily task and your next daily goals, or I can have fun. Now, what is fun? I don't want you guys to be drinking and partying, right? That's just not good for you, right? You can do that occasionally. I don't recommend doing it every single time. I don't want you guys to be chugging down beers and like alcohol left and right. But I want you guys to at least plan ahead. While you're still sitting at your desk, sit there for an extra 15 minutes to an hour, just planning ahead. What are my next projects? What are my next goals? What are my next tasks, right? What are my next meetings, right? And plan it out. Oh, I do have a meeting tomorrow. What can I do today to prep myself to sound the most intelligent, to be the most prepared, to be the most ready, so that in the meeting, I have leverage, I have an advantage, and I can bring the most value, right? And if you do plan ahead, your next day's tasks become a lot easier because now you're not planning on the spot on that day. You're just following what you did the day before, right? Now, until dinner comes, that's where no work comes around. No work after dinner, right? You've already planned ahead, right? You deserve to spend time with your friends, family, and you get to binge watch Stranger Things for like an hour or two, read a book, right? Whatever habits you guys have, right? Make sure they're healthy habits. I've been reading this book called The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, right? My free time is reading a book, right? Not only do I relax, I'm indulging myself in positive and useful information, right? What else? What else are healthy habits? Hang out with your dog, hang out with your cat, right? They remember that, they'll appreciate that, right? I just recently read an article saying cats actually need like an hour of playtime, like a day. Obviously, my cat is not that crazy special. This little one is not too crazy special, but I do spend
Too
time.
cute.
I do spend time with her. Right now, she's kind of sleeping, but after this, I'm sure I'll give her a snack. I'll probably give her some catnip and I'll like have her wrestle with my hand or something. But stuff like that goes a long way. So little things that matter, right? And I know you guys watched a lot of guru videos saying, you gotta work. If you're not working, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. We're human. We deserve to have fun. You deserve a nice, fun time after you do the Pomodoro method and you finish your tasks, right? Life is about change, and change works best in small increments, right? This is a small increment that you can do to better yourself. What can you do today to become more productive, right? Kaya, I know you told yourself, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that within this next set of hours. And how often do you find yourself not even finishing those tasks, or you're like, oh, I'll just push it till tomorrow? We have this speculation that this tomorrow version of us is his super tomorrow. We think that tomorrow we're like a superhero. And that's a terrible misconception. You're still, I used to think like that. I'm like, oh, tomorrow I'll be able to do it. No, I'm still 5'9". I still can't dunk a basketball, right? I can't fly yet. I don't have superhuman strength yet. I'm still the same person. So what makes me think I could do better? You gotta eliminate that mindset. Start doing it, right? Whenever you say, oh, I gotta do it, I'll push it to tomorrow. Don't think like that. Just say, oh, I gotta do it. Let me finish it today. If it's able to fit within your daily tasks, right? Don't try to pile on more tasks to your day, because if you do that, that risks the chance of you not completing your daily tasks and also being dissatisfied. You know what's dangerous, guys? If you don't finish your tasks, you're dissatisfied. But the moment where it doesn't hurt you and you're not disappointed is a dangerous mindset. If you say, oh, I didn't finish this today, whatever. I'm not too worried about it. That's bad, because you're not disciplining yourself at that point. You're thinking that it's okay, that it's normal. That would suck. I'm sorry. Like you have to be like, dang, I didn't finish this. Before I eat dinner, before I watch Stranger Things, I gotta finish it. I respect myself too damn much to not do it. If you respect yourself, you would finish your tasks. But who might tell you to to respect yourself or to disrespect yourself? I can't tell you that, right? If you won't, I will. But I trust that you guys are smart enough to tell yourself that, right? So what did we learn today? Kyle, what is a key thing that you took out of this workshop training call today?
I guess do what I can, but don't push it too hard because like you can be unproductive. Like I saw that my productivities fall a lot as these last 2 weeks, but I'm trying every day, get a little more and do more things. But like you said, I'm just doing like a full time. I'm not getting a breaks, or if I get a break, I get a too long of breaks and don't do my tasks. So I need to get better in the situation. I need to learn how to do these things.
Yeah.
But it's like I forgot the word I'm just searching for that.
Yeah. But I get what you mean.
Sometimes it works, but a balance. Remember, balance is too important to our job, to our life, and sometimes like I start to work at my home. I never did that before, so I don't get the balance to do this yet. Sometimes I start to work when wake up, and I stop to work when I go sleep. So I never stop, and I never do something that I like it. I start to do some things that I like it between in the work, but I get like it's not answer, but like I do this because I need to take a break, but I take so long and I don't get productive.
Yeah, when you told me you took an hour break, I'm like, dang, that's 60 minutes where you're not activating your brain, right? That's too risky, and that might lead you to procrastination. You might be like, ooh, what's this? Ooh, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go out and eat this. Then you find yourself.
I do this a lot.
You don't want to do that. 15 minutes keeps you disciplined, right? But thank you for sharing. I hope you do find that balance. And if you have any more questions about Pomodoro, let me know. If you do, but I don't want you to like contact me tomorrow saying, "Oh, the Pomodoro method helps." It's only been a day.
No, it's not that this way that works.
Like you gotta message me like a week from now and see how it is, or I'll message you to see how it is. Lucy, what did you learn today? How can you apply a couple of things that I've learned today into what you've already doing?
I am going to try the Pomodoro method for the 45-15 because I usually do the opposite of trying to get everything done work-wise before I relax, because I feel like I'm not disciplined enough to get back up once I start relaxing. So I certainly have to work on the discipline myself to be like, okay, 15 minutes is up, get up, and because that's just not what I've been doing. So I'll give it a shot and see if that, works better for me.
Okay, yeah. And what you can do is, do you have an iPhone, Lucy?
No, I use Samsung.
Okay, absolutely. So you have a clock app on your phone, something like this, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So what you can do is what I do is I turn my notifications off so I don't get distracted. And I'll just do like 45 minutes. This. And I'll put it like on the corner of my desk. So when I'm working, I'm like, all right, let me try to finish this task within the next like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Oh, I finished a lot earlier than I thought. Okay, let me move on to this next task. Like once you start finding momentum and you're on a roll, you're good. Now let's say 45 minutes is up, right? You have to reward your brain. You have to tell yourself, you did a good job. Now you get to take a break, right? In the next 45 minutes, it's as if you're starting to work again. Like when you told me you did the opposite, you're probably really good at working in the first 10 to 15 to like 30 minutes, right? You're at your peak, you're at your potential. That's where your work is the best, right? Because that's where you're most energetic. Now let's say the last 30 minutes of your work, you're drained, you're tired, right? You're just like pushing it so that you can be done, or that you can finish that, or that you can go rest a lot quicker, right?
Mhm.
You don't want to do that. You want to make sure you're constantly at your peak. You want to constantly study, take a break, be at your peak, study again, or not study again, work again, plateau, take a break, and keep doing that, right? Because before, I don't doubt your working abilities, but I know for a fact you weren't at your potential and your peak by like the fourth or fifth hour of working because you're tired.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So try that. If 45 is too short, you can try 50 and 10.
Okay.
There's a lot of different ways. Jorge, what did you learn today? What are some things that you're gonna do on your office days that are different than like last week or something like that from now on? Oh, I think you're muted, Jorge. Sorry.
Yeah, you're mute.
Hi, sorry about that.
No worries.
Yeah, I mean, taking breaks because sometimes I sit here for hours, trying to do as many tasks as possible.
Yeah,
Trying to check everything.
it's tough.
Yeah, sometimes with my wife say, "You spend too much time in that computer."
Yeah, she'll be very pleased too. Once you're able to, like, let's say you're on a 15-minute break, you stop in the room and say, "I just want to say hi." She'll be like, "What are you doing? Are you done work?" Like, "No, I'm just taking a break." Like she'll then, like, I think not only will she respect you more, she'll view you as more like serious about the business. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really helpful. I think that's good for you. Now, I do have a question. Every time I get on a call with you, your TV is on. Do you personally get distracted when the TV is on, or do you need background music to help you work? Where are you with that?
No, no. The TV is my mother-in-law that she like watching her
Okay.
TV
Okay.
and but right
Gotcha.
now it's on mute because she's in the kitchen, so I leave it over
Okay.
there.
Okay.
It's a background.
Okay. So as long as it doesn't deter you away from work, I know some people like background noise. For me, I need absolute silence. Maybe I'll turn on like cricket noises on YouTube to kind of like fill in the silence, but I can't have like loud music. I can't have lyrical music. I can't have people in the room. I gotta be isolated, you know. But yeah, Becky, I know your days vary a lot. Thank you for sharing, by the way, Jorge. Becky, what have you learned, and what are some things that you are going to try to implement within your office days, with your at-home work days?
There's a couple things I'd like to work on. I mean, my days vary so greatly. I do plan the day before, but the fact of after dinner doing nothing just isn't realistic for me because I'm too involved with the business, with doing inspections and training and following up with customers, that it isn't really realistic for me to think that after 6 o'clock, I'm not going to be doing anything. But I think I could structure my days that I'm in the office better. I am kind of doing what you said about working a half hour, 45 minutes,
That's
and
good.
then going, and that's just my normal.
Nice.
I've always just done that, but it's not really a relaxing. It's go throw, turn the dishwasher on, or go throw a load of laundry, and then it's okay. So it's done in 45 minutes. So now I'll go back and put it in the dryer. It's not really downtime, but I do stop work and go do something else for a few minutes.
Okay. Now, here's my advice for both of those instances. For the downtime one, when you take those 15-minute breaks, obviously I can't tell you just don't do laundry anymore. That doesn't make sense. You're gonna have
That would be great. I would love that.
But realistically, we can't do that. But just reward yourself. Maybe like while you're putting the laundry in there, just like grab a snack, on your way back to your desk, or just find the beauty in all the things that aren't related to you working, right? It is difficult to find, oh my gosh, me typing an email is beautiful, is magnificent. I feel so lovey-dovey. This is amazing. Obviously, we can't think like that, but the little things such as like, putting the laundry in there, who am I doing this laundry for? The smell of the laundry is going to be amazing afterwards. Oh, I get to grab that granola bar on my way back to my desk, or let me drink like a nice cup of lemonade or something like that on our way back. Just find the beauty in the little things that you do. In this book that I'm reading, one of the Roman emperors says, he likes the Roman emperor is Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius gets to enjoy every second of life because he finds the beauty in the way the sunflower kind of follows the sun, or the way the leaves fall, or like the way he steps on the leaves crunch differently from other leaves and stuff like that. It's very small. It's very like almost pointless almost, but if you find the beauty in that, and if you appreciate the little downtime that you have before working, you'll find yourself to be at peace and more productive more often than not. And for the 6 o'clock thing, obviously, our schedules are different. I mentioned earlier in the call that our calls might look, no, our schedules might look different, but I think what I was trying to emphasize is don't do what you were doing early in the day in the nighttime as well. The amount of effort and sweat and tears that you go in like the day shouldn't be mirrored in the evening, right? Because then you'll just be chasing your tail. Obviously, you'll still work on your business, but make it like less calorie inducing tasks. Like if you're following up, that's just you, maybe on your phone, just like messaging people. Ideally not sitting on your desk. Like let's say you have like an office desk. I don't want you to sit back at your office desk like in the evening time, like maybe you could work on your business in a more comfortable setting, maybe like in your PJs. You could like work on your stuff with your PJs. Just, I don't want you to mirror what you did early in the day in the evening. Does that make sense, Becky?
Sure. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it for time management. There's a lot of other factors and things that take place in terms of productivity and how you can be more productive, and different things that you can try with your team so that you all are productive and stuff like that. But this is just like part one of time management. I've done a lot of part ones with other concepts because I can't explain everything in one video or one recording or in one session. But every Mondays at 1 p.m. Eastern, Kyle and Becky know this because they show up the most out of everyone. I talk a little bit about design, talk a little bit about marketing, talk a little bit about mindset, talk a little bit about productivity and time management every Monday at 1 p.m.